ABC Sports proudly presents exclusive coverage of the National Championship game. It's the grand finale of the Bowl Championship Series.
The royalty of college football is in assembly at the Rose Bowl 2006. Bush, Leinart, Young, and their legion. By consensus, the teams ranked 1 and 2, with nary a whisper of dissent. The site for this ultimate showdown in college football is one of the famed arenas of sport, the Rose Bowl, where the festival of postseason play was started more than 100 years ago in the city of Pasadena, California. When the 2005 college football season started, all 117 Division I-A teams had high hopes this would be their year. Now 2 are standing unbeaten. One, the 2-time defending national champions and determined to stay there.
Touchdown, USC!
The other, wanting to bring it back after a 35-season absence. The Southern California Trojans found out about life in the catbird seat quickly, week after week taking the best shot from each opponent. And they beat back the challenges.
And SC is right back in a man liner to score, and the Trojans will win the ball game.
In the second week of the season, Texas walked into the horseshoe for the first time against the Ohio State Buckeyes. It was a raging battle, but the Longhorns pulled it out, and the rest of the season passed without a serious threat.
Say goodnight to this touchdown, Mitch. The route is underway.
And now there is just one game left. One game that will be as big as a college football game can be. The Southern California Trojans and the Texas Longhorns for the national championship tonight on ABC Sports. The weather is perfect, the field is fast at the Rose Bowl for tonight's ball game. This telecast available on ABC in high definition by DLP Picture Technology. Hello again, everybody. A Happy New Year to you. Keith Jackson, Dan Fouts. And so much hype has been heaped on this college football game, Dan, I'm beginning to have a hard time swallowing.
Well, you'd be surprised, though, down in the locker room, Keith, it's probably very calm and quiet. It's because both these teams expected to get to this game. This is the matchup they've waited for, the matchup we've all waited for over a year now, since Texas won in the Rose Bowl last year and since SC beat Oklahoma for the title. Both these teams are ready, willing, and able. This is going to be like a heavyweight fight. It's time to get it on.
Another pregame comment to be heard from John Saunders, Craig James, and Aaron Taylor.
We built for a tough pregame show. I've got a long way to go to catch Keith Jackson, but I've been lucky enough to be covering sports events for over 30 years, and I cannot remember a game I've anticipated more than this one. We've been building for 4 months for this, guys.
Well, like Dan Fouts said, this is like a heavyweight fight. You know what? Prior to the game, on the field, before they started stretching, and they were warming them up, the Texas defensive backs, wide receivers were on one corner of the field. The USC Trojans walked by and started talking smack to them. And I mean, it went back and forth, and the Texas coach said, hey, don't talk back to them. Wait till the lights come on. Then get out there and play football. So focus is going to be a very important asset that the Texas team must conquer.
Heck yeah, and they're going to need that, guys, because you can feel the electricity, you can feel the anticipation, you can feel the hype here. And a lot of times for teams, whether you're experienced or not, that can be a distraction. So I think the team that can bottle that up and use it to their advantage and settle down will be able to go out there and be successful tonight. You know, there hasn't been a National Football League team in Los Angeles for a long time. So without question, this is the biggest ticket in town. We found out in the land of celebrities, 2 of the biggest stars are also 2 of the biggest fans.
Football is king in Texas. We thrive on it. And after we won the Rose Bowl last year, the entire state knew we were getting back to where we expect to be, which is where we are right now. About to win our first national championship in 35 years.
Now just hold on a second there, cowboy. This may be your first rodeo in a while, but for USC fans, it's our 3rd national title game in 3 years. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that is percentage-wise. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But I bet you it's pretty good. What's that? 100%? Wow, that is good. Yeah, 100%. Didn't know that.
But you know, Will, for the first time all year, You're facing a team with a higher scoring average and a defense that's ranked 6th to your 39th.
What'd you say? I can't hear you. I have a Heisman in my ear.
It's a beautiful trophy, well-deserved. Congratulations. But I don't think you're going to have a chance to be pushing your quarterback over the goal line to win this one.
Dude, I still can't hear you, Matthew. Seems I have a Heisman in the other ear as well. Hey, yo, Reggie, Matt, this trophy smells like a waffle.
Yeah, well, at least our mascot represents our great state.
Southern California Trojans? Hello?
Yeah! Trojan.
What's up, man? All right, so now what?
Let's settle it on the field.
Yes, the field. The way extremely fit, unemployed students seeking a higher education often do. It's USC.
It's Texas.
The Rose Bowl, man! Winner gets a big batch of roses and a glass football. Who doesn't want that? Yeah! Come on! I'm gonna go straight Disneyland.
You don't think this is going to be fun? Well, we know who they like. Who do you like?
I'm going to have to go with the Texas Longhorns. I'm going with the Longhorns to win this game because of Vincent Young. He can hurt you with his legs. He can hurt you with his arm. Also, special teams. Texas has blocked 9 kicks in the last 6 games, and we've seen throughout the bowl season how important special teams are. Teams have won and lost based on how they perform with special teams.
Well, both these teams, guys, are so talented, well-coached, and have explosive offenses, but I think the experience, leadership, and the versatility of USC will be enough to edge out a very talented Texas team. Hank the Tank, baby!
By the way, for the first time ever, you're going to be able to download this national championship game to your video iPod and each of the BCS games, a 50-minute version. Go to iTunes tomorrow and take a look at the game. You're bound to enjoy it. Here's a look at the BCS standings presented by Allstate. You can count 1 through 5, but the only 2 that count are USC and Texas.
We asked the fans of college football to vote for the all-time city Rose Bowl moment. Their decision, Ohio State, Arizona State, 1997. Sun Devil quarterback Jake Plummer late in the 4th quarter scrambled to the end zone to give the Sun Devils a 17-14 lead. But with less than 3 minutes to play, freshman quarterback Joe Germain drove the Buckeyes down the field, a 5-yard touchdown to David Boston, and Ohio State won a thriller, 20-17. The sun set over Los Angeles, the San Fernando Valley, and on back into the city of Pasadena. That's what it looks like. And now let's join the United States Air Force Academy Singers. The Wings of Blue Skydivers have delivered the game ball. They are part of an Air Force Academy parachute demonstration team. And they brought it down as light as a feather. FedEx Air Ground Stats show a well-balanced mix of air and ground by the Longhorns and the Trojans. Now let's join our reporters on the field, Todd Harris and Holly Rowe. Todd is on the Southern California side and Holly is on the Texas side. Here's Todd.
Well, Keith, with 2 national titles and 1 Heisman Trophy already on his mantle, Matt Leinart was expected to be the first pick in the 2005 NFL Draft until he said no thanks. He turned down millions to extend his college experience, and tonight's game is the reason why. But 6 inches of rain fell at the Rose Bowl 2 days ago, and the integrity of the playing surface was in question. Well, 6 helicopter drying sessions and a little help from Mother Nature later has the grounds crew telling me this may be the best playing surface in the history of the Rose Bowl. And Matt Leinart is hoping to turn it into his own personal field of dreams. Now for more on Texas, let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Todd, last year this was a field of dreams for Vince Young. He was dazzling as his team won the Rose Bowl, and he promised the crowd then they'd be back, and they are. Because of his vibe, Mack Brown says it's the Vince vibe. He keeps the team loose and excited. Even just before in warm-ups, he's out there dancing, singing, having fun. But don't make a mistake. He is one of the most fierce competitors, a 19-0 winning streak, and Mack Brown says he's the most competitive player he's ever coached. He might look loose, but he's ready to play.
The University of Texas Longhorns into the Rose Bowl. From the state capital city of Austin, the Longhorns since 1893 have won 799 football games. Only Michigan and Notre Dame have won more among Division I schools. They're 12-0. Head coach is Mack Brown. 8 seasons for him. The record 82-19. Now the Southern California Trojans, defending national champions. They're 12-0, a 34-game win streak, looking for their 12th overall national title. Pete Carroll finishing his 5th season as head coach. Record going into the game 54-9. There are 2 Heisman Trophy winners in the backfield. These 2 teams, 1-2, you bet. Now let's enjoy Leanne Rimes and our national anthem.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red the bombs bursting in air came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
A B-1 from Dyess Air Force Base in Abilene, Texas, passing overhead with Lieutenant Colonel Quentin Miklos and Major John Koss at the controls. And I'll tell you, when they lit the candle, the crystal rattled. Woo. And let's talk some football now. Let's talk about the level of talent we're going to see on the field tonight.
Couldn't get any better than tonight. We've got the two most dynamic players in all of college football ready to put their special mark on this title game. In Reggie Bush and Vince Young, we have one more chance to see something uniting and very, very exciting. Both these players will bring you to the edge of your sofa. Both these players are going to try to bring a title to their football team.
Without a posse, how do you stop them?
Well, that's the biggest problem, Keith, because you can have the perfect plan. You can have the perfect scheme. Be in position to tackle them. They will make you miss. The key, gang tackling, the only way to stop these two great ones.
What about those two old black clouds that hang around college football? Turnovers and the kicking game.
Well, Texas clearly has the edge in the kicking game, but in the turnover game, nobody is better than USC in getting the ball and giving to their great offense.
This football game has everything in it in the preamble. Can they live up to it, you think?
Well, you know, Keith, I see so many similarities between these two teams. I don't see how this game cannot be a great one. There are just too many great leaders on this field. There are just too many great players, and there are too many great coaches.
Well, the defensive guys getting a little tired of all this hype about the offense. Maybe they'll take over.
I doubt it. This is an offensive game, Keith. 50 points a game for both of them, over 500 yards in offense.
All right, now we're going to join referee David Whitvo, Big Ten officials, for the toss of the coin before this BCS title game.
Gentlemen, allow me to honor guests joining us for the coin toss. It's my pleasure to introduce the Tournament of Roses president, Libby Evans-Wright, and her husband, Dr. William Wright. The Tournament of Roses Grand Marshal, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, and her husband, John O'Connor. Gentlemen, the Rose Bowl Championship, Understand? Justice O'Connor, please do it. Wonderful. Texas has won the toss.
We will defer to the second half.
Texas will defer to the second half. You receive. Which goal will you defend?
We will kick it that way.
Face that direction. Texas will receive at the north end.
Holly Rowe.
I'm here with Coach Mack Brown. Coach, what is the biggest barrier Texas must overcome tonight to beat USC?
Holly, I think the biggest thing is just keep playing. They've got such a great team. They've got such good players. They're going to make their plays, but we've got to keep playing whether up by 21 or down by 21.
What do you expect tonight? The defense has been overlooked, but what do you expect from your defensive players?
I think they're going to play their hearts out.
All right, let's go to the other sideline with Todd Harris, who's with Pete Carroll.
All right, thanks, Holly. Pete, what is the thought you want your players to leave the locker room with just moments ago?
We want to make sure that we come out here and play the game we're capable of playing. That means to play like we do things like we do. Play with have a lot of fun doing it.
With so much time off, are your players ready to defend the crown?
These guys are ready to go. They're so ready. They've been ready for a long time. So with this kind of atmosphere, I don't know how you can expect for more. This is just an extraordinary opportunity. We're going to go for it.
Thanks, Pete. We'll talk to you at halftime.
And the famous old arena is packed. I mean packed. Just getting here today was an ultimate challenge. The sky is clear, the beauty of the sunset, the color of the game, the orange of Texas, and the varying colors that have come to the stadium, the Trojans on one end and Texas on the other end and the other side. And I want to tell you, there are a lot of Texans in this stadium tonight. Dan Fouts, we're looking at a game of speed versus speed.
Well, that definitely is going to be the key for both of these defenses tonight, Keith, because of the extraordinary talent on offense. But don't be surprised if you don't see the Trojans come out with a three-man defensive line, one linebacker. They want to put 7 fast defensive backs on the field.
Texas will be in the white, and the Trojans are the home team. Reggie Reggie Bush coming out. He will be in the return position because Texas won the toss and the Longhorns chose to kick off. Greg Johnson will do the kicking and Reggie Bush will do the returning if they kick the ball to him. But my only expression at this point is we're going to play football. Yippee! I thought we'd never get here.
Interesting that Texas won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. Interesting in the fact that they have that much confidence in their defense to hold down this man, Reggie Bush, and this SC offense.
Now it's put up time. They kick it to him. 2 yards, 3 yards deep in the end zone. He's coming. He gets to the 10, he gets to the 12, and down he goes, brought down by Robert Killebrew. And there are a lot of frontliners playing on both of these special teams, and the special team edge considered goes to Texas. Matt Leinart is the senior, 37-1 as a quarterback, and that should be enough to put him into the yearbook. He also has a Heisman Trophy from last season. He has 98 career touchdowns. He has all the plaques and trophies that he needs. What he wants tonight is his career best game. Wayne Jarrett, Steve Smith, and Chris McFoy are on the field. That's McFoy going in motion. And the first play of the ball game is Bush trying to bounce to the outside, and Texas was all over him. The backs and receivers for USC, Reggie Bush, as far as I'm concerned, just say wow. Wayne Jarrett, 81 receptions with 15 touchdowns. Steve Smith is also a big timer in big games. Offensive line, I think this is a major strength of the team. Latouille, the only senior, tackle to tackle, they are a load. Lendale White checks into the ball game now, the big back. It is second down. Second down and 12. Leinart taking his time with it, drops straight back, throws quickly, gets the ball away to David Kirkman, the fullback, out of the backfield, and Kirkman will pick it up to about 7 yards on the play. Terrell Brown. Texas defense along the front. Roderick Wright's an All-American. His tackle pal, Frank Oakham, they're both 315. Linebackers Aaron Harris had a spectacular game last year against Michigan on this field. And the defensive secondary, this will be almost without question the best secondary that Matt Leinart and his teammates have looked at this season. It is third down and 7 now. Patrick Turner checks into the ball game. He's number 1. Leinart stays under center. Bush moves over. Leinart straight back, pressure coming, gets the pass away, threw it as Smith was turning, and Smith turned a little short, and the ball sailed over his head. Oakham was on to the Trojan quarterback in a hurry.
Keith, you talked about the speed. We saw it on special teams, and then 3 plays and out, and now the punting team comes out. USC, as you can see, 3rd worst in the entire country in net punt average, and this man, Aaron Ross, has already taken back 2 this season.
Tom Malone, however, is over a hip injury, and Malone can just kill it sometimes. Sometimes he outkicks the coverage. Texas will get good field position out of this one. The reception was made at about the 43. Fumble! Texas man let go. Trojans have it. The Trojans get the football. I mean, somebody leveled Ross, and then the ball squirted out. And USC covered it at the Texas 46-yard line.
Combination hit by Colin Ashton, 59, and then the big hit comes in by Scott Ware as he hits Ross right in the face. The ball has got no choice but to come loose, and then the Trojans dive down, and the first turnover of the game goes SC's way.
It goes to Mayaba, who covered the loose football, and now Southern California at the Texas 46. Well, there's the first break of the ball game. Turnovers. You can't predict them, and you can't prevent them, and sometimes you can't deal with them. But let's see what happens here. Leinert's got a double wide, top of the picture, steps up, throws short, goes to Smith. Smith inside the 40, down to about 37. And the tackle made by Cedric Griffin.
Well, the game plan for SC tonight is first downs are first. They got to move the chains, control the tempo of this ball game, and then defensively, Pete Carroll will create some chaos with speed. We talked about that three-man line with those 7 linebackers, but how about the speed on special teams? Kaluku Maeva, who was named Special Teams Player of the Year, is a true freshman for Pete Carroll.
Two-back set, Bush deep. Smith this side, Jarrett at the top of the picture. And Bush gets it, bounces outside with it, runs over one Texan and gets it on down for a first down. He ran into Cedric Griffin, and Mr. Griffin meet Mr. Bush.
Well, everybody wants to compare Reggie Bush to so many different players. He's basically a combination of a lot of guys. This is Barry Sanders jumping to the outside right here, but as he finishes it off, this looks like Walter Payton to me. As he lowers his shoulder, drives Griffin back and picks up SC's first down on offense.
Just inside the 30-yard line.
And Vince Young can only stare and wait for his defense to get him the ball.
As long as he's on the sidelines, you can't beat him. Ball marked just inside the 30. Dominic Byrd and Fred Davis. It's a double tight end set with 2 wideouts up there. And Bush is the deep man. Kirkman comes back to help him. Leinart drops the throw, throws it down the sidelines. Kirkman! And he makes the catch at the Texas 6-yard line. The fullback making a tough catch and taking a wicked blow.
Great pass by Matt Leinart and an incredible catch by number 37. But this is his 20th catch so far this year, so he's no ordinary fullback. Not when you got hands and concentration and toughness like that.
That was a helmet-to-helmet hit. Griffin came over and laid his helmet right on his chin.
Yeah, this could have been called for that helmet-to-helmet contact right there. Was right under the chin. That's why the helmet popped off. But you got to wonder about Kurtman now. Remember, he's a fullback, does a lot of lead blocking for both Lendale White and Reggie Bush.
Looked like a foul, but there was no call. Ball is on the 6-yard line. It's first down and goal for the Southern California Trojans.
Boy, how big was that turnover? SC was going nowhere in their first 3 plays of the game, and that doesn't include the horrible kickoff return. They get the turnover, and right now they're knocking on the doorstep.
Kurtman's out of the ball game. Lendale White, the big guy, comes in at tailback. He's back by himself. Dominic Byrd is in an H-back position to help with the blocking. Leinart keeps it, pressure coming, runs away from it, got to throw it. Nope, he's going to go out of bounds. And he is shoved out of bounds, and that gets a penalty flag. Killebrew was a little over-eager as the play went to the outside, and the flag is thrown.
Yeah, Killebrew must be colorblind because the burnt orange is about 12 feet wide, and look how far out onto the burnt orange Matt Leinart is when Killebrew hits him.
That'll be half the distance.
I was surprised Leinart just didn't throw that ball out of the back of the end zone to avoid that hit, but he did pick up extra yards with that penalty.
Well, the old adrenaline valves are wide open right now. Hard to control it.
Hardest thing for Vince Young right now is to control it as he sits on the bench.
Lendale White and Brandon Hancock will be in the backfield as the Trojans come back to the ball. It is resting on the 4-yard line hash mark. They're going to run it with White, and Lendale walks in. Fred Matua and Brandon Hancock laid powerful blocks to open the door for Lendale White. And boy, has he rolled up some touchdowns this season.
21 on the ground coming in, that's 22. But when you look at his career, that is 55 He's just a junior, and that's a career mark here at USC.
Yes, 24 this year. Here is Mario Danello now for the extra point. It's good. Southern California recovers a Texas fumble at the Longhorn 46 after the Texas defense had stopped the Trojans, and USC accepted the turnover and stuck it in the end zone to take a 7-0 lead at 12 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lindale White, who just scored his 24th touchdown of the season to put USC in the lead 7-0. Now let's see what happens with Texas. Can they respond as Troy Van Blarcom will kick it off? The Longhorns will have Romance Taylor and Juan Cosby standing back near the goal line. Van Blarcom is a freshman from Orange, California, and he puts a lot of leg on it. Takes it about 5 yards deep into the end zone, and no return. Out to the 20 it comes. The quarterback for the Longhorns is a big fella. Vince Young, 6'5", 230 plus. A lot of swagger, but he's good. His individual numbers shown here for this year tell you a lot. He's frightening at his size when he gets loose and starts running around. He's 29-2 as a starter, and as an old defensive coach once said, he ain't got no handles, but he led the country in passing efficiency this year. One of the prime reasons the Horns average better than 50 points a game this season. So here we go again. Let's see the first offensive play of the ball game for Texas. Selvin Young starting at tailback, makes the carry, and the backs and receivers. The tailback is positioned by committee. Selvin Young's a junior, and he gets the start because of the experience, but there are a lot of people that can play that position. The offensive line, center Lyle Senline anchors a very good one. The tackle, Scott and Blaylock. They'll have the best show in town when the Trojan defensive ends come calling. Big, athletic, and they've got an attitude. It'll be 2nd down and 5 as Young picked up about 5 yards, and Vince Young throws, and it is completed across the 40 to the 42 to the tight end, David Thomas. Thomas at 6'3", 245, a senior and a very good receiver.
Play action pass for Vince Young and the Longhorns as Young completes his first throw. Cushing a little late on his blitz. That leaves Thomas wide open in the secondary. He is a valuable receiver, led the Longhorns this season. That's 41 on the year.
So it's 1st down at the 43. Linus Swede, Billy Pittman, Quan Cosby are the 3 wideouts on the field. Vince Young whips a shot up the field. Pass is completed at about the 48-yard line. Billy Pittman making the catch. The USC defensive front, Ellis and Ramsey inside are good. The ends are exceptional. Rucker and Jackson could be a key to handling Vince Young. Linebackers, USC gets Keith Rivers back from injury. Could be a very handy addition. Freshman Brian Cushing starting with Lua in the middle. The secondary, this secondary figures to be the toughest bunch that Vince Young has looked at on this season. And it's turned inside with Selvin Young carrying the ball again. And he'll go down at about just over the midfield stripe.
Take a look at the game plan for Texas. Vince Young must play well for Texas to win tonight. Then defensively, be aware of Reggie at all times. They certainly were in that first series of plays. Bush has 2 carries for 7 yards and a poor kickoff return to start the game.
Just across midfield where it is 3rd down and 3 for the Texas Longhorns. And they're working out of the spread. Young with it, turns it back up into the middle and dives for the 1st down and did not get it. Trojans played it very well with Oscar Lua, the middle linebacker, and Lawrence Jackson, defensive end, making the stop.
The question here, though, for Mack Brown, with this field position, do you go for it? Something the Longhorns have been very good at this year. They've converted 11 out of 18 tries on 4th down, and they're going to go.
It's 4th down and a short 2. Ball is on the Southern California, near the 48 hash mark. Hands the ball to Young, and he didn't get it. Trojans pile him up and roll him back. Scott Ware was the first man to get him.
Scott Ware, a weak safety playing near the line of scrimmage on that 4th down play, and Selvin Young doesn't get anywhere near the 1st down. There's Ware, and there are his buddies. Trojan ball at midfield.
And timeout.
ABC Sports exclusive coverage of the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. Brought to you by the Citi Simplicity Credit Card. Citi, live richly. The Taco Bell Big Bell Value Menu. To get full on value, think outside the bun. Singular, raising the bar. And Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA.
We've got 9:32 to go in the first quarter of play. Southern California holds Texas in the middle of the field. Take the ball at their own 49-yard line. They lead 7-0. You were suggesting, Dan, maybe speed it up a bit?
Well, SC might go with the no huddle here because Texas has been substituting on defense at the last moment. If you do that against SC, Leinart will take over at the line of scrimmage and kill you.
They got 4 wideouts. And they bring Jarrett back toward the ball. He's the leading receiver. They throw it sideways to him. He's going to throw it downfield. Throws it to Steve Smith. It's too long. Smith had separated, but Jarrett led him by about 2 yards too much. Well, it was over the head of Michael Huff. They had him in their pocket, but Smith couldn't track it down.
And he's just too inconsistent with that pass. We've seen it a couple of times this year, and most of the time he underthrows the receiver. He overthrew Reggie Bush in a game earlier this year, and that's a touchdown that gets away from Dwayne Jarrett to Steve Smith, because Smith was open and he was going to score.
David Kirkman has checked back into the ball game, the fullback who was knocked out of bounds and had to leave the game with having been shaken up. So we've got a brief timeout here. The NFL playoffs kick off with Wild Card Saturday on ABC. First, Washington battles Tampa Bay, and then in prime time, Jacksonville will take on Tom Brady and the Patriots. Coverage begins Saturday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, here on ABC Sports, home of Super Bowl 40.
Yeah, you talked about Cottonmouth, Keith. I think the game clock operator had it.
We'll keep the time on the side of the field until the clock is fixed. The time on the clock will be 9:25.
They kept the clock running after that incomplete pass. A little nerves up in the box, maybe.
He's got a bad thumb.
Talk about the depth of SC. Kirkman gets hurt. Now he's back in the game, but he made the key catch of that last drive. Brandon Hancock made the key block.
It is 2nd down and 10 after they missed on the deep ball. And Leinart, looking over the personnel of Texas, is changing the play. Short drop to throw, gets it off. Oh, what an effort by Patrick Turner, but he couldn't reel it in front of Terrell Brown.
Turner goes 6'5" and laid out. Brown had good coverage, but this ball just sailed a little bit on Matt Leinart. He had problems with passes sailing against UCLA last time out. Turner, just a freshman, could not bring it in when the pressure from Brown came.
He had both hands on it.
He sure did, and I will not say he should have caught it, because you say I always say that.
Well, you do. 3rd down and 10. Throw it short underneath. It's Bush, and they take him down. 3 yards short of the 1st down. Just when he tried to throw a hip, and a penalty flag is called.
Right at the end of the tackle, could be a face mask as Bush signals to the sideline. So another mistake by Texas as they were about to get the ball back.
During the run, incidental 5-yard face mask on the defense. 5 yards results in a 1st down.
So Trojans get another break.
Yeah, it looks like Michael Huff, number 7, with the left hand there, trying to reach out and bring down Bush, along with Aaron Harris. And an incidental, but 5 yards. 1st down, SC.
Ball resting at the Texas 39-yard line.
Huff is a good one. The Thorpe winner this year, a consensus All-American. 97 tackles on the season coming in.
Lindale White checks into the ball game now as the single back. The clock's out of whack. Time is being kept for the moment done on the field by the official. And this is White carrying. Big guy. Runs over one. Second one gets him. Down he goes. He ran over Terrell Brown, but Aaron Harris, a really good middle linebacker, brought him down.
And the most amazing stat, I think, about both Lindale White and Reggie Bush, not all the touchdowns and yards and big plays they make, they hang on to the ball. Great ball security. In fact, between the two of them, only one fumble was lost, and that was on a kickoff return against Fresno State by Reggie Bush.
Lindale gained 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 with the Bush coming back. Hancock is the fullback. Bush, little delay in the middle. Came flying through and the shoe came off as he tried to cut to the outside, but he's got another Trojan first down. Tim Crowder probably responsible for Reggie losing the shoe because he grabbed him by the hind leg and held on.
Now they're playing SC football, vintage SC football with this running attack. Classic I formation. Right in front of Reggie Bush is Brandon Hancock, number 40, the second team fullback, but he's been a starter. He takes care of Drew Kelson, and Bush has another first down.
Ball is on the 26-yard line, and Lindale White's back in. Liner throws. Almost intercepted. My goodness, it was intended for Dwayne Jarrett. Ball is thrown a bit behind him, and Terrell Brown dropped an interception.
Would have been his second of the year. Texas doesn't intercept a whole lot of passes, only 10 all season, and maybe it's because these guys in the secondary can't catch too good. That ball hit Brown in both hands. Jarrett might have got his left hand in between to knock that one loose.
2nd down and 10. Bush is back. Has a deep back. Steve Smith. And in motion, that gives you 2 wide outs on that side. They go back to Bush. Bush cuts it inside and is taken down by Michael Griffin. And he's going to have the ball at about the 23-yard line. Aerial coverage of tonight's game being provided by Tostitos. All at the 23 now, and they're looking at 3rd down and 7.
Third downs are where SC thrives, lead the nation in converting third downs well over 50%. These are always the toughest ones, though. 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 10.
Jarrett way wide up at the top. So you've got the 2 top receivers, Smith and Jarrett. At the top of the picture, come this way to Bush. Bush working in traffic, got away from the first man. He's down close to the 17-yard line before Killebrew can put him away. He had to go to the 16, and he's about a half a yard short.
Well, that's the speed of Texas in the secondary. We saw Michael Griffin make a play earlier, and this time, as Bush gets the ball on the corner behind Sam Baker on a little swing screen, Griffin is there. There's Killebrew. And even Larry Dibbles from his defensive tackle spot gets out there.
Reggie Bush goes a little over 200 pounds. And the Trojans are going now on 4th down and a yard.
Hey, you got to have Bush in there for the push, don't you?
Yep. And he's out there now as a wideout. Leinart keeps it. Boy, that's close.
They should have kept him in the backfield. He didn't make it. He's about 6 inches short. He lost his footing at the very end when he tried to push for the 2nd time.
Aaron Harris was the man as much as anybody that stopped it. 6:04 to go in the first quarter of play. David Whitmore, the referee in the white hat there.
If the yellow line is accurate, he is short. And there, that yellow line is awful accurate. You can see as he tries for the second effort, his feet go out from underneath him, and down he goes, well short.
A moment with Todd Harris.
That was a situation where Pete Carroll was going to try to draw them off sides. He came down the line at the last second and started barking timeout. He wanted a timeout. Matt Leinart either didn't hear him or was given the option to go for it. But Pete wanted a timeout there, hoping to draw them off sides. That was the plan. Matt had the opportunity, like at Notre Dame, and he went for it.
And he didn't get it. And now Texas may have made a break for themselves.
You're watching the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi on ABC Sports.
National championship game is here next year. Would you like to come back to Pasadena?
Yes, sir. We'll be back. Yes, sir.
Well, that was the celebration following their 1-point win over Michigan here in the Rose Bowl a year ago. Their first time here, and here's Reggie Bush getting new shoes, looks like. Jamal Charles has checked into the Texas backfield. Now here is a swift one. This one can really move it. He's a true freshman.
And that's probably the reason he didn't start the game. Selvin Young with more experience, but we will see a lot of Jamal Charles. He's a track star in high school, but he does not play like a track star. He is a football player.
Vince Young 2 for 2 for 23 yards so far, and has rushed one time and picked up 2 yards. Working out of the spread, hands the ball off to Charles, and Charles ducks a hard shot and then wrestles his way up to about the 20. So he picked up close to 4 yards on the carry.
One of the challenges for Texas in preparing for SC was who would simulate Reggie Bush. Well, Jamal Charles did, and so did Ramon Taylor, both in the regular offense and in the punt return and kickoff return game.
Charles, Brian Cushing just missed leveling Charles about the time he got the ball. But he ducked him, saw him, and felt him, and got away from him. And same kind of a play, except Young this time keeps it. Tackle, tackle, tackle. At the first down, out to the 35-yard line before Oscar Lua brings him down.
Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator for the Horns, told me that the read play is unfamiliar to SC when you have a player with the talents of a Vince Young. You can see him make people miss. The body lean, the vision, the feel. That's why Greg Davis feels that Texas has a great shot tonight, because of number 10 running the ball like that.
Well, the clock's working again, we hope. On first down, Young back looking to throw, pumps it, now lets it go, and it is caught. Caught upfield by Billy Pittman. He got lost in the secondary and slid out and was wide open.
Brian Cushing had great coverage on Jamal Charles out of the backfield. In fact, that's where Young wanted to go with the ball first, but right into his vision, right over the top of Cushing and Charles, was number 5, Pittman. Here's Pittman coming out in the flat. Look at how close the two receivers are. First down for Texas. Heads up play by Young and Pittman.
Ball is on the Texas 48-yard line at 4:42 to go in the first quarter. Young looking around, throws to the sideline. The ball is caught. Caught by Limas Swede. And it's on the Trojan side of the field now at the 47.
And we talked about the pass pressure on Vince Young, how both Frosty Rucker and Lawrence Jackson were going to have to provide it. So far, you got to give the edge to Justin Blaylock, the big tack on the right side, and Jonathan Scott, the All-American on the left side. Young's got all day to throw, and he's 4 for 4.
Cosby is among the speedsters coming outside. All these Texas receivers, they're a track team. Ball is carried by Charles. Charles rolled backward. The ball is loose.
I think Pittman got it. Number 5 at the bottom of that pile.
You don't get any free trips through the middle of that defensive front by either team.
That'll make Mack worry about the young freshman here. He's trying to make a big play on the outside, refuses the hole, and then just drops the ball. Texas has fumbled 33 times this year, but they've only lost 9.
The ball comes back to their own 48-yard line. They're looking at 3rd down and 10 with Selvin Young back on the field. He didn't waste any time. He put the junior back in there at tailback. And Vince Young back to throw. Pressure coming. They miss him. Now he gets it away anyway, and the pass is completed. And I don't know if it was completed or not. I know that one knee was down over here, and it looked like the ball might have come out when his knee.
Yeah, and what a great job Young did to get the ball to Selvin Young. He's going to be tackled. There's Brandon Ting is number 38. His brother Ryan, number 39. That strength. There's the knee is down. And the frustration from Selvin Young brings up a 4th down.
And Bush goes back to accept the punt. The punter is Richmond McGee, and McGee doesn't like to punt that ball to people like Bush. Gets it up, gets a lot of air under it, and it's drifting down the sideline and goes out of bounds. So he does a good job with it. He kept it away from Reggie Bush, got it out of bounds at the 17-yard line. 2:21 to play in the first quarter, and we'll see Reggie on offense coming up. For the first time ever, you can download a 15-minute highlight package from tonight's national championship and all other BCS games using the Apple iTunes Store. Just go to iTunes.com tomorrow and relive all the drama from the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi on your computer or iPod. All right, they come up here to the 17-yard line, and Reggie Bush has gone to the outside as a wideout, leaving Lindale White as the single back. And Bush comes toward the ball. White gets it, runs in traffic. Boy, he found something over there, and he went blazing through for 9 yards before they brought him down.
Yeah, this offensive line of SC played together a lot, really in great rhythm and very much in sync. And Lindale's a very patient runner. Watch as he takes it deep in the I formation, and then it's Matua, and Khalil comes off on the double team to get to Harris, and it's a big 9-yard gain on 1st down. Here they are, Sam Baker, Taitusi Latui, Ryan Khalil, Fred Matua, and Winston Justice.
Latui is the only senior. Some others may go, but if they don't, look out next year. Here comes Reggie Bush. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That's the 1st down. Michael Griffin ran him out, and the ball will be marked right on the 35 at 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
It's a pretty unique type of play. Watch Hancock come in here and then lead Bush to the outside. Hancock has been a starter at fullback. He's alternating tonight with Kurtman. Gets a solid block there, and Bush picks up the 1st down with ease.
Lindale White is the deep back. 3 wide out. Dominique Bird, the tight end, down low here. But the ball goes to Lindale White. And he picks up 5 yards on that carry. Here's Todd Harris.
Well, Keith, I think Trojan Nation took a collective side moments ago when Reggie Bush was getting both ankles wrapped up. He's an old schooler. He does not like tape on his shoes, but he's running a new model tonight called Super Bad. Unfortunately, Reggie is just super badder. He is running right out of his shoes, so the tape is on there just so he doesn't come out of them again. Keith.
So it wasn't an injury of any kind. That's good news for the Trojan official. 2nd down and 5. Texas showing a 4-man front, 3 linebackers. And the search going on here. Texas reacting very well to the search, and they'll take him down after a couple of yards on the play. Drew Kelson, the first man to get there, and that was well played by the Longhorns.
Another example of how Texas likes to use speed on defense. Gene Chizik, defensive coordinator and linebacker coach, well, he converted Drew Kelson from a safety to a linebacker. He's only 215 pounds, but he has the speed and the athletic ability to jump outside there and hold Bush down.
Aaron Ross is in the backfield now for Texas, number 31. He's a good one. 3rd down and 4. Leinert gets it away. The pass is caught by Bird. The contact was made right about the 45-yard line, and if that mark holds up, it's going to be a first down. We've run out of time in the first quarter. It is 7-0. Southern California leading Texas, and they will have a first down, and we'll be back after this message and the word from our ABC station.
ABC Sports coverage of the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi continues.
The winner of the 2004 Heisman Memorial Trophy, Matt Leinart from the University of Southern California. Of the 2005 Heisman Memorial Trophy, Reggie Bush from USC.
The others whose statues sit in Heritage Hall, so many of them, 7 total, and the latest being Reggie Bush. There's Marcus Allen. Marcus, of course, was one of the great ones. Isn't that one of those fellows out of San Diego, North San Diego County? There's a lot of talent coming out of there. Lindale White now is the deep back for USC. The ball is on their 35-yard line. They lead 7-0. We start the second quarter of play. Leinart back, pumps, not going deep. It's caught. No. Well, did he? Well, he came over waving it as if he did not catch it.
It looked like there was contact on this one.
Yep. Wayne Jarrett,
8 on 8.
Jarrett was under it.
Yeah, it did not catch it. That ball hit the ground, but it's a heck of an effort. I thought Jarrett should have been called for pass interference. He shoved Cedric Griffin out of the way.
Ball been a foot longer, though, he'd had it. Or, you're right, he could have been flagged for it, but nothing like that happened. It is 2nd down and 10 after an incomplete forward pass. That's Dominic Bird, the tight end. Listen, he's a very fast guy, and sometimes he goes deep. They drop it off, got a little screen action set up for Bush. Oh, look out! Ball fumble. Texas has got it.
He's trying to lateral the ball is what he was doing, Keith. He saw a teammate out to the side and flipped the ball out there, and Texas has got it. Second fumble on the year for Reggie Bush. Just trying to do too much. He had a fantastic run on this play, and he's got to be upset with himself for that bonehead play to try to get more out of it.
He was trying to get it back to Brad Walker, who was trailing. He had been able to at 6. But
yeah, Walker, number 18 there, never expected the ball.
So Texas gets a break and will take over the ball at their own 18-yard line here early in the second quarter of play. A 7-0 lead for USC. And the old turnover has shown up tonight already. And Vince Young back to throw. Has a lot of daylight in front of him, and he takes off. And Dick goes out of bounds, out across the 30 to the 32, and that's a first down for the Longhorns.
Texas did not score in that first quarter, and that's the first time this entire season that they've been shut out in the first quarter. But how easily did Vince Young pick up that first down?
Yeah, you get the feeling now he may be looking to take the reins, huh?
Well, he should. He's the guy. He's 5 for 5 throwing, and on the ground he's got 3 carries for 30 yards. Not bad.
Gets his pass away. The ball is caught. Pretty good tackle over there by the Trojans. Justin Wyatt on David Thomas. Thomas is the load. He's the tight end. He weighs about 245. Wyatt took him on. Justin's 185.
If I'm Pete Carroll, I am very much concerned with the lack of pass rush. The one time they got in on Young was when they had to blitz both the Ting brothers. In normal situations, the defensive line of Jackson, Ellis, Ramsey, and Rucker aren't getting anywhere close to Vince Young.
We talked early on about the battle between the defensive ends of USC and the tackles of Texas, and so far the tackles of Texas won that battle.
And the guards and center doing pretty good too.
Not bad. Sunline's a great player. Ball is thrown over here to this side to David Thomas again. Thomas Goes down, almost lost the ball himself, but it's at the 42 where Keith Rivers made the tackle.
Yeah, great effort by Thomas to fight Rivers, fight Wyatt, and pick up the first down. Because he doesn't have the first down when he catches this ball. But look how quick he gets up the field. Lowers his shoulder on Wyatt and then dives out just enough to pick up the first down. Great play by David Thomas.
Romonts Taylor checks into the backfield now at tailback. Standing alongside Vince Young, and the Trojan came flying through. And he's saying that the Texas lineman moved, and let's see what David Whitlow says. Offside, USC. The show that swept America off its feet is back. 10 new celebrities taking on the toughest challenge of their lives, including football legend Jerry Rice, broadcaster Kenny Mayne of ESPN, Oscar winner Tatum O'Neal, new steps, new stars, new seasons, and Dancing with the Stars 2-hour season premiere live tomorrow at 8/7 on ABC. Ball is on the 47-yard line. And after the offside call, it's 1st and 5. Young looking. They chase him out. And he throws back across the field. Pass is complete to Brian Carter. Carter will be inside the 30, down to the 27 before Pinkard can bring him down. Brian Cushing was the man pursuing Vince Young, but he big, strong guy, and he's so tall, he sees the entire field.
Well, one man can't bring him down. Number 10 is Cushing. He chases number 10, Young, but can't get to him. Big play again by Vince Young.
From the SC-27, Young drops back, takes off, up the middle. He's finally caught at the 15-yard line by Darnell Bing. Bing got him by locking his legs around the ankles.
Well, Frosty Rucker, the defensive end on the left side of the Texas offensive line. Check him out right here. He's going to come up the field too far. It's a design draw play. Great block by Romonts Taylor. And then just check this out. If there was ever a hot quarterback, it's Vince Young. 8 for 8 throwing, and now 4 carries for 42 yards.
And the ball is at the 15-yard line, 1st down. Little shovel pass goes to Romonts Taylor, and he's taken down short of the line of scrimmage by Lawan Ramsey, defensive tackle.
You know, that type of play, I think I'd save it for when the Trojans were getting better pass pressure. That time, Ramsey was just hanging around the line of scrimmage. He was there for that shovel pass.
It'll be 2nd down, 11. Pete Carroll is the defensive coordinator for USC. Ball's loose. Texas is going to get it back. Wow. Trojans ran right over the top of it. Oscar Lua came in and knocked it loose, or banged him enough, and he dropped the ball, and then the Trojans could not get to it.
It's a real tribute to the Texas offense. You know, this is 33 fumbles on the year, but they're so good at recognizing when they do fumble that they recover a lot of them. Check out Vince Young diving in there to save the Longhorn Bacon.
Lua was the one who had the best chance at it, and just squirted out from under him. So it's 3rd down and 24 now for the Longhorns. USC's leading 7-0.
And Young's got to be thinking about getting half of it back, putting his team in field goal range.
Looking around. Goes down the middle, and it is incomplete. There were 2 Longhorns and 4 Trojans on that play back there around the 8-yard line.
Might have been a mistake to try to get it all back. That's his first incompletion of the night, but SC brought pressure with a corner blitz by Justin Wyatt. That may have forced Young to get rid of that sooner than he wanted to.
He also had 7 DBs in there on that play then.
Yeah, that's that speed on the field, and it paid off for the Trojans.
Well, they're going to go for a field goal here. It'll be David Pino, a 46-yard try. That's, for him, pretty good size. But he's been steady, and he's worked on that leg, and he's got enough leg on this one, and it's good. That is career-long 46-yard field goal for David Pino, and the Longhorns are on the board. It rained on Monday. Oh, did it rain on Monday. Right on the Rose Parade, Queen Camille Clark, 18-year-old pretty lady from LaSalle High School here in Pasadena. The helicopters were out 6 times drying the field. But that's still too short of the record from the days of the super teams at Punahou in Hawaii.
But it is a Rose Bowl record.
It is a Rose Bowl, yes.
It can really rain at Punahou sometimes.
On that old clay track, you kidding me? Go right up to your ankles. In come the helicopter.
We had 2 of them out.
Yeah, 2. But the field is very good.
It's awesome. Walked on it before the game. Dry, firm. 5/8 of an inch long each blade of grass. How about that?
Wouldn't work Notre Dame.
They go 5.58.
Ball is on the 35-yard line now. 7-3. Trojans have the lead, and the kickoff. Texas by Greg Johnson down to the 6-yard line. Darnell Bing has this one. And the big old safety comes on back out to about the 27-yard line.
Time for our Jeep rushing playbook. Following a fumbled punt, Lendell White is going to go into the end zone behind great down blocking here by Sam Baker, Fred Davis, and then Fred Matua and Brandon Hancock get out in front, and it's a walk-in for number 21. Rushing touchdown, number 22 on the year. And as you said, Keith, he's been in the end zone a whole lot.
Remember now, both these teams averaging over 50 points per game during the regular season. But it's 7-3 with 10 minutes to go in the first half here at the Rose Bowl. They win championships with defense. Ball thrown for Smith.
Well, it's a heck of a catch by Steve Smith with Michael Huff drilling him in the back. Ball thrown low by Leinart. A perfect strike on the outside corner, and Huff can't believe it. Check out the reaction by Huff. He's all over him. That's really close. I think his left arm was underneath the ball. That's really tough. They might have to take a look at this upstairs.
Yep, I think so. The replay official is Jim Augustine. Dick Honig is the backup for that operation upstairs. Dave Perry, the national coordinator of officials, is up here in the booth with us. And Jim Augustine is having a look.
As he comes back for the ball, watch his left arm.
He's got it cradled.
He's got it cradled, but a lot of that ball is touching the ground, I got to believe. But from the pictures we've shown you, and this is what they're looking at upstairs, I'm not sure they'll overturn this one.
Isn't there some kind of limit as to what Michael Huff can do when he gets him on the ground? He just rolled him over a time and a half.
Like steer wrestling.
Michael just, where's the ball? Get it up.
Steve Smith has a knack for making big plays in championship games. He had an incredible game last year against Oklahoma when he caught 3 touchdown passes. A couple of them were just spectacular.
After review, the play stands as ruled on the field. It was a completed catch.
$10:19 to go in the first half of play. Not a seed available. I mean, this has been a hot kick. 42-yard line, and Reggie Bush is the beat back. Hartman is back in there again as the fullback. Leinart throws out here to Dwayne Jarrett.
And the lanky one will go up close to midfield before Aaron Ross can take him down.
First catch of the night for Dwayne Jarrett. You see at the end of that play, Aaron Ross doing his best Derek Johnson imitation. The great linebacker who played for the Longhorns last year. Tried to bolo punch that ball out from Jarrett.
Amazing how much he's matured in 2 years. He's just a sophomore. His freshman year, Mom had to come out here and calm him down. He was homesick, wanted to go home. But he stayed the course, and he's very happy. I talked to him the other day. He's very poised. Young man now. Very comfortable. Bird and Davis are both in the ball game. Tight end. And Leonard gives to Bush. Bouncing to the outside. Cut back into traffic. Runs into trouble. He's taken down in a hurry, and it was Michael Huff laying the lick on him. Now it's time for the Aflac trivia question. Who are the 3 players to win Rose Bowl Player of the Game award? You know?
I know that man has won one time, and I know the quarterback on the other side has won it one time. In the last 2 Rose Bowls.
Kyle Williams is in at tackle, has been at tackle for USC, and there's your first down to the 40-yard line for the Trojans. So they're moving the ball again.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more of Lendell White running the ball right at Texas behind this big offensive line of SC. They're having a lot more success with White pounding the middle of this Texas defense than they're having with Bush trying to get wide.
We got 3 tackles. They have 3 tackles out on the field. Let's see if they're still there. Just so. Bush now 7 carries, 31 yards. White 5 carries, 31 yards, and a touchdown. Leonard keeping it. Wanted to go deep. Nobody to throw it to. Now drops it off. And it is complete to Fred Davis. And Davis will get down to about the 32-yard line. Fred Davis was the one who imitated Vince Young as best he could in the practice sessions at quarterback, because they're about the same size, and Pete Carroll and the coaches wanted people to get the perspective of having a man that size working the ball against you on the offense, and Fred did a pretty good job.
And Michael Coleman also did a pretty good job, as they wanted to get a little more speed and flash than Fred could provide.
Look at this. Boy, he just turned on the jets, didn't he? Brandon Hancock banging away, and Lendell White right in his wake, and that's a first down.
Why not? Run behind Tusi Latui at 365 and Sam Baker at 305. Hancock with another solid block, but that's just a huge hole. And whenever your safety, Michael Huff, has to come up and make the tackle, your defense is in trouble right now. You can see Aaron Harris, number 2, late getting over there. And now we've got a Texas player. They have problems with cramps.
It was actually a fairly warm day today. That's Aaron Harris, the middle linebacker. Boy, did he have a game here last year against Michigan, huh?
18 tackles in that game. Michigan was looking out for Derek Johnson, and number 2 made all the tackles.
So they have to repair a chin strap on his hat.
Yeah, it's one of those equipment malfunctions that Todd likes to talk about.
That's because he's got a concession down there. On the 26-yard line, first down, Southern California on the Texas side of the field. They lead 7-0. They're threatening. Orange come up, puts 7 in the box, and Reggie Bush bounces outside, and he's ridden out at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play. Cedric Griffin refusing to yield on the play. Friday, a groundbreaking new series comes to ABC. Every year, thousands of innocent Americans are wrongly convicted, and where do you turn when the justice system turns on you? Kyle MacLachlan, Jason O'Mara, Injustice series premiere this Friday. Put it on the 25. Reggie got a yard. Smith is back. We got Jarrett, Turner, Smith. Your catchers on the field right now for SC. Line it back. Lets it go. inside. It's in the corner, and it is intercepted or knocked away by Michael Griffin. He didn't pick it, I guess.
Well, he caught it. I don't think he got his feet in bounds, though, Keith. Hit the pylon. The pylon's knocked over. They're going to have to take another look at this, perhaps. They're having a conference down there. You can see the officials getting together.
Great play by Griffin.
Oh, boy. They're saying it's incomplete pass. Take a look at it. You can see Smith is open for a short time. There comes Griffin. That's an interception, folks.
He had one foot down.
That right foot down, and the whistle blows. They're going to have to take a look and give Texas the ball at the 20. Yeah, his foot's in the end zone, knocks the pylon over with his other foot. That's Texas football. Incredible catch by Griffin, recognizing Smith was open down the sideline for a potential touchdown. He comes away with his third pick of the year.
Now, where do they get the ball?
Put it on the 20. Went out at in the end zone.
Did he?
And watch that right foot. Right on the goal line.
Right on the goal line. Thought he was a little short of it, but he's not.
Ironically, that's where the ball was when they threw that pass.
A little longer at 6.
Great reaction. But that's, again, the speed of the secondary of Texas. The leading tackler for the Longhorns from the weak safety spot, Michael Griffin, with a huge play. Remember, both these teams average over 50 points a game, over 500 yards in total offense a game, and the defenses are in charge, in control tonight.
After review, there is indisputable video evidence that the pass was intercepted with a foot in the end zone. The touchback, first down, Texas.
And you've got 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first half. And the Longhorns turn away the Trojans.
ABC Sports exclusive coverage of the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. Brought to you by the Citi Simplicity Credit Card. Citi, live richly. Jeep, the all-new Jeep Commander. It's your world. Take command. Aflac, ask about it at work. Verizon Wireless. And Budweiser, bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Pretty, huh? And a happy new year to you all. We're in the 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half, with SC leading Texas by a score of 7-3. Matt Leinart has just been picked off for the first time in his last 83 attempts. Great play by Griffin for the Horns. That was his third interception of the year, and it saved probably a touchdown. Horns will try to run it to Selvin Young, working inside the tackles, and he gets something out of it. He's going to have about 7 yards. Here's Holly Rowe.
Guys, after that last field goal on the Texas sideline, the offense had their heads hanging. They were actually dejected of not being able to punch it into the end zone. Mack Brown, sensing a loss of their enthusiasm, came over and said, look, I want your heads up. This is no time for the weak. We're going to go out and start moving the ball.
On second down and 3, Young throws to the sidelines. Pass is caught up at the 42. Move your change. First down, Texas. Limas Swede the catch.
I guarantee you one guy didn't have his head down. That's that guy right there. Going with a no huddle now to speed up the tempo. And this is exactly the type of play and the style of play that Vince Young thrives in. As if he's not already thriving tonight.
Keeps it. Sets to throw, gets it off in a hurry. Just that little quick pop. And the ball is thrown up to the 45, and the reception by David Thomas, the tight end, rolls close to a first down. Earlier we asked the Aflac trivia question, who are the 3 players to win Rose Bowl Player of the Game award? The answer is Bobby Schlorett. University of Washington 60 and 61. Charles White, USC 79 and 80. And Ron Dane, Wisconsin 99 and 2000. Young pitches it outside on an option, and it works. with Selvin Young being knocked out of bounds after he crosses midfield and put the ball on the Southern California 46.
Second time they've run an option tonight. This one's successful because of the pitch. First time Young took it himself, Vince that is. This time he gives it to Selvin, and they get a first down. And again, no huddle, quick tempo. This keeps SC from substituting, getting all those defensive backs on the field.
This possession started back on the 20-yard line. Young's pass thrown to the outside, goes to the tight end, Thomas again. And Thomas goes out on a hard hit by Darnell Bing. That's two big men colliding.
The other thing about this no-huddle offense, SC is substituted. They have true freshman Ray Mahaluga, middle linebacker, and Ryan Powdrell, a backup linebacker in the game. So you got inexperience at the linebacker spot, and Young is just picking them apart right now.
Thomas with 5 catches and 46 yards. 5:20 to go in the first half. Almost got him behind the line of scrimmage, but it is Jamal Charles, the speedster, who takes it inside the Trojan 25. Broke the tackle of Lawan Ramsey, and another Texas first down.
They're going to get right back on the line of scrimmage. They can substitute easily. Young comes in for Charles. But watch this run. Ramsey can't get him. Rucker can't get him, and he's in the secondary. First down, Texas.
Young's got it, going to run it. Lost the ball. Pitched it out. He pitched it out.
Touchdown,
and
Texas.
Touchdown to Selvin Young. I don't know. It
looked like he might have been down, didn't it, Keith?
Yeah, he did to me. I thought he was. But I'm looking at it with binoculars. Darnell Bing almost had him down, but he dropped it off. I didn't know if it was a fumble or a pitch.
Well, Reggie Bush tried this earlier with disastrous results. Young knows he's got help to the outside. The ball, he's down.
He's down.
They're going to have to check this one out. Take these points off the board.
He was on the ground before he pitched the ball. Going to get away with it.
Kick it quickly. I can't believe they're not reviewing this one. This is huge.
Kick is good. No, kick is not good.
Nope, missed it wide right.
Wide right.
Kind of like last night. But this shouldn't have been a touchdown.
No, should not have been a touchdown. I don't believe it. But anyway, it is missed, and the Trojans are not damaged. Basic question in the aftermath and the extra point and all of that and the touchdown was that in order to alert them to the potential of a replay on this pitch right here, you see the knee is clearly down, the ball's in his hand. USC should have called time, but they didn't, and Texas got a touchdown.
Yeah, but the officials upstairs saw the same thing we did, had plenty of time to stop play and take that touchdown away.
It's a 9-7 ball game. The Longhorns lead for the first time, and Greg Johnson will kick it off. It's a lot of air under the ball. It goes to Bush, and Bush looking for a crack. Gets to the outside and stops the clock at about the 33-yard line. John, Craig, and Aaron will be along here in a few minutes. At 4 minutes and 51 to go in the first half, and let's spend a moment with John.
Well, Keith, we are going to have the great Marcus Allen join us during halftime, amongst other things.
Where's Earl Campbell when you need him?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll show you a play, too, that Vince Young is really putting fear in that USC defense.
And, guys, we're going to talk to some of America's best and bravest over in Iraq.
Yep. It's all coming up at halftime. Keith, back to you.
Thank you, sir. Ball on the 33-yard line. There's a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal substitution. SC had 12 men on the field in the huddle. Did not do that.
5 yards. Moves the ball back to the 28-yard line.
5 yards. The down remains, sir.
Stay tuned at the end of the half for the AT&T Music highlights featuring U2. Ball's on the 28 now. As we wobble around here a bit, Lindale White steps in at the deep back position. He ran into the wall that time. Ball's forward across the 30 to the 31, so give him 3 yards. He rides the surge of an offensive line as well as anybody.
He's got great patience, and for a big fella, goes about 225. Great feet. Very light on his feet, can change direction quickly without losing power.
Second down and 12. Remember, they had a 5-yard penalty for illegal substitution. 12 men in a huddle. Lynott rolls out and throws, and it's outside. Incomplete, intended for Dwayne Jarrett.
Well, you just check the body language of these two teams. You see the frustration by Lynott. You see Huff and Griffin for Texas jumping up and down after that incompletion. Momentum can change so quickly in a college football game, especially when you have turnovers. The interception by Lynott led to that 80-yard drive when Vince Young was nearly perfect and got help from the officials.
Third and 12. Longhorns trying to hold them and force the punt. 4 minutes to go. There's plenty of time to do some more damage. Run out of time.
Yep.
Burn the clock.
Two uncharacteristic mental mistakes by the Trojans on this drive.
Offense number 11, 5 yards. The down remains third.
Losing their poise in the face of this Texas onslaught right now.
John David Booty. He may have just been told to warm up. Line it down the middle, intended for Jarrett, and defended very well by Michael Griffin, and incomplete, and it's 4th down.
And because of the delay of game penalty, Jarrett wouldn't have had the first down with the completion, but the coverage in the secondary, all this speed. That's why both Lane Kiffin, SC's offense coordinator, Gene Chizik, the defensive coordinator for Texas, told me they didn't think this game would be very high scoring because of the speed. Great timing by Griffin.
And they'll punt now with Tom Malone, and Aaron Ross is waiting. Malone's got a low one, and it is fielded by Ross. And that low line drive gave him a little room, and he brings it back up the field about 18 yards. And here's Texas now with good field position at their own 49-yard line and leading 9-7. While we were away, Brendan Carroll, who is working at tight ends, was one himself. Pete Carroll's son, the head coach of the Trojans, over on the other sideline. Little dancing and jigging going on here as old Vince Young. He's keeping his crowd loose. He is probably the most entertaining quarterback in the country when it comes to handling the tempo and the temper of the sideline. He works at it all the time. On first down now for the Horns, as Young looks around and lets it go deep, and it is incomplete. It was intended for number 5, Billy Peckman, who is a speed burner, but Josh Pinkard got in front of it, and he got it out of there.
Yeah, this ball was up in the air after that bounces off of Pinkard's shoulder. It's up in the air for an eternity. In fact, Limas Sweed almost came over and picked it up, number 4, but Pinkard gets in his way, or he would have picked it up. Holy cow, we getting some bounces or what?
Yeah, Pinkard could have intercepted it had he known where it was, too. They had that chance. Here's Vince Young, wants to run it, gets outside, and the first man didn't get it. The first man didn't get him. It was a good tackler, too, a fellow named Frosty Rucker. And he ran through his arm.
Incredible. Rucker, 6'3", 260. Second leading tackler for the Trojans this year. He's got him right here. Watch him come in here. Just the fake. He's got both arms wrapped around him, but Young is so big, so strong, so determined.
Frosty knows it, too. He's growling about it.
Should be.
Ryan Carter is in for Texas now as they go to 3 wideouts. Working out of the spread. Young's pass thrown down the middle. It goes to the tight end, Thomas. And David Thomas will take it down to the 30-yard line, and it's first down Texas with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. So the Texas siege is rolling right along.
Another catch for David Thomas, wide open as SC brings the blitz, and they don't cover number 16 till it's too late.
Scott Ware was after Vince Young, but the ball was gone. And he hands it this time to Taylor, and Taylor's got the ball, got daylight, and touchdown, Texas! So the Longhorns have exploded in the last 10 minutes of the second quarter.
No doubt about that touchdown, as it's another broken tackle. SC not tackling worth a darn here in the first half. They had Taylor at the line of scrimmage, just as they had Young at the line of scrimmage on the previous play.
Extra point now by David Pino. Right in the middle.
Yeah, they always tell the running back, you got to make somebody miss, and then you've got to get help down the field from your wide receivers. Check out Lyman Swede, number 4 here on Scott Ware as he drills him, and Taylor walks in.
Remember, the Trojans have won 34 consecutive games. They are the defending national champions. They are trailing Texas 16-7 with 2:34 to go in the first half of the BCS championship game. Reggie Bush too far in the back of the end zone, will not return it. It'll be USC ball up at the 20.
Take a look at a couple of key plays here in the second quarter. This interception had to be reviewed in the box, given to Texas, but the box did not review this play when Vince Young's knee is down. And Selvin Young takes it into the end zone.
Being behind is not a new experience for USC.
But being behind to a team with the talent and speed of Texas, that's another thing.
That's a totally different thing. Leinert getting pressured, drops it off to Reggie Bush. Bush trying to run around the corner, can't do it, steps out of bounds. Save his body, and he's close to a first down. Lacking a couple of yards. Bobineau took him out.
Not a bad idea or play call by Lane Kiffin, offensive coordinator. When struggling, go to your horses. There's Lane. Great job filling in, taking the place of Norm Chow. Had a question mark as how this offense would be affected. Well, one of the best in the country, thanks to Kiffin, but he's going to give the ball to Reggie. You can count on that, and try to get the ball to Dwayne Jarrett.
Well, they mark him out, leaving him 4 yards, so he stepped out. We can't see the sideline from where we are. There's so many folks there. Leinert lets it go, and it's a battle that is incomplete. Almost intercepted. Reggie Bush was on the go, and the ball was knocked out.
Well, normally you'll get Reggie on a linebacker and he'll beat him by a mile. But this linebacker, Drew Kelson, number 4, used to be a safety. He's running stride for stride with Reggie Bush. And then for good measure, Cedric Griffin comes over and takes Bush and puts him on his wallet.
Oh, it looked like he had possession almost, didn't he?
Really close. One more look here. He's down. That's an interception. Yes, sir, Keith. Ball cannot cause that ball. The ground cannot cause the ball to come loose like that.
I thought he had it. He did. He had possession when he hit the ground. But anyway, here's the first down picked up as Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush now is going to have to do something extraordinary, I think, to get his guys cranked up.
Let's go back and take a look at this. Another phantom call here. Kelson High with the ball, possession there.
I think he flipped it out. Looked like it.
Was he trying to lateral or something?
I don't know.
A lot of sandlot going on tonight in there.
Yeah. Leinart. Got nobody to throw it to. Now he's going to just take off and get what he can get, and gets it up about the 46-47-yard line. There was nothing for him in the secondary. Steve Smith had 2 guys on him, and Reggie was across the way and well covered as well.
Got off to his usual good start in tonight's game, but since then, with 1 interception and just 1 completion for 6 yards. That was a heads-up play, though, not to force the ball down the field. A lot of time left, and all 3 timeouts for the Trojans.
2:02 to go in the half. And here's Aaron Harris, who's down again.
That looks like a cramp, Keith.
Yeah, loading the leg.
Yeah, they straighten those legs out and bend the toes up, try to straighten the muscle out.
Here's Holler.
Well, guys, this is the second Texas starter to have to come out of the game right now because of cramps. Robert Killebrew also out with cramps right now. They're immediately taking these guys to the sideline and getting Gatorade in them. For whatever reason, guys, cramping seems to be a big problem for Texas right now.
You know something about that fluid, don't you?
Yes, I do. Killebrew is back in, huh? It works. 16-7, Texas leading. With a 9-point explosion, and this extra point kept them from the 10-point lead. And Leinart gives to Bush. Bush is reaching across midfield, and he won't get. He's at least 2 yards short of his first down. Loki, the tackle, and here's Todd.
Well, Keith, as Holly reported, Texas down 2 starters, and Steve Sarkisian, the offensive co-offensive coordinator, has seized upon that. He is encouraging Matt Leinart to speed up his cadence, speed up the play. They're getting the play earlier, and Texas, the only way they're being able to confuse Matt Leinart tonight, and they're doing a good job, is they're showing their defense late. He wants Matt to pull the trigger earlier and try to catch Texas out of alignment.
Well, he's got plenty of time. Drills the ball down inside the 40-yard line to Dwayne Jarrett, and that's a first down. 1:18 as the clock stops on the completed pass and the movement of the chains.
And that was the best pass protection that Leinart's had all night. He could really step into that throw and zing it in there to Dwayne Jarrett.
Maybe have been the best pass he's thrown tonight.
Yeah, those kind of go hand in hand.
They do, don't they? All 3 times out remaining for SC. At 1:04 to play. If they can get something on the board going to the clubhouse at halftime, they'll feel better about themselves, I'm sure. Leinart's in trouble. Takes off, a lot of room. Now finally tracked down at about the 25. Aaron Ross and Terrell Brown track him down, and the ball is on the 25-yard line. Another first down for Southern California, trailing Texas by 9 with 49 seconds to play in the half. And timeout is called by Southern California.
Huge hit here by Aaron Ross. Brown has him from behind, and Ross comes in with a shoulder. Clean hit right there as SC calls timeout to give Leinart a chance to clear the cobwebs.
Is there a rallying cry for the thinkers and doers of tomorrow? A motto that sums up their passion for creativity and their pursuit of discovery? Sure there is. Hook 'em horns. We're Texas. What starts here changes the world.
Again, legs being stretched on the Texas side because of cramps, but Matt Leinart took a whack here.
Well, he's got Brown on his shoulder, so he can't get down as far as he wanted to. This is just a real solid
Good hit by Ross. Did not lead with the helmet. And got the same effects, though, as Leinart was shaken up a bit.
All right, they've got 2 times out remaining. They've got 49 seconds to play, and they've got 25 yards to travel if they want a touchdown. Leinart again throws inside, ball to Bush, and Reggie goes out of bounds at roughly the 13-yard line. And as the Texas helmet back up the field. That's Orakpo's helmet.
Well, he came out to the party a little bit late and never could get his chin strap button. In fact, he was trying to button it while he was rushing the passer. And Leinart, that's a big hit. That's very reminiscent of the hit he took against Arizona State that drew a flag. Knocked him silly for a while.
Spread him out. Backfield's empty. 40 seconds to play in the first half. Bush is on this side. Leinart sacked back at the 21 by Ocam.
Not a bad time to pick up your first sack of the season. Frank Ocam, the sophomore, working against Ryan Khalil, number 67. Coverage sack for the secondary, but Ocam's got the quarterback.
You're watching the Rose Bowl game presented by City on ABC Sports.
It is 2nd down and 17 for USC. The ball is at the Texas 20-yard line. You've got 32 seconds to play, and the Trojans have 1 timeout remaining. Texas with a burst in the late going of the first half, jumps out, scoring 16 unanswered points to take a 16-7 lead. One, two, three, four, five, 6 of them up there. Leinart steps away, falls down. Nobody to throw the ball to.
It's almost, you know, and on this drive, every time Leinart's gone back to pass, it's been a straight drop back. They haven't rolled him out. They haven't gone with the 3-step drops, which they normally do when they're getting pressured. But right now, this defensive line is getting in there. There's Ocam one more time. He's going to stay with them, pick up a sack as SC calls their last timeout.
Well, are they within reach of Dinello?
Well, I don't know, Keith, because Dinello's longest is only 36 yards this season. He's been good inside that. He's only missed 1 out of 11.
This would be about 43. Todd?
Well, Pete is really not happy. He did not want to burn that last timeout, hoping to get, at the very least, in better field goal position for Dinello. But now burning that one, they almost have to go for it or do something quickly enough so they can get him out there and try a field goal with only 8 seconds left. Keith.
Well, it'd have to be pretty quick.
Yeah, with this amount of yardage to pick up for the first down, this is so unusual to see SC in this position. See a lot of guys staring around at the clock, at each other, looking, searching for answers, and not finding many.
Texas has won 19 games. We're talking about win streaks. Of course, the Trojans with 34, but here comes Dinello into the ball game. He's going to give it a go. That'll be about 43.
Mack making sure he's got 11 out there.
Texas can block it. They've got some long, tall folks to get up in the air. And here you figure it's going to be low when he kicks it from this distance, but he got it off. And he made it. He knocks in a 43-yarder with 2 seconds to play in the first half. And it's a 16-10 ball game.
He had a real important field goal against Fresno State at the end of the first half. Not quite as important as that one, but that lead now just 6 points. That field goal was huge. see Robinson trying to get up high. He's their designated field goal blocker. Blocked one this year, but not that one, as Danilo got it high and far.
Not only 3 points helps, it helps your dignity. Because they've been hammered the last 10 minutes.
And remember, Texas won the toss, deferred, so that means they'll get the ball to start the second half. But they have 3 timeouts. I don't think they can do much with just 2 seconds to go, but I'd never count out number 10.
I won't be surprised, but what Vince Young takes the football team on his back, though, when we come to the second half. I think he's been a little quieter. He's been terrific. The numbers are great, but he can do more.
And he's willing to do more, no question.
But here's the kickoff by Van Blockham. He knocks it along the ground, and it's accepted by the receiver back on his knees, and there can be no return.
But because he got it on his knees, it just took 1 second off the clock, and we're going to have one more play. Boy, knees have been the key, haven't they? Vince Young's knee down, not called, touchdown Texas. Now, at the end of the half, the knees will have one more knee, perhaps, from Young.
Well, that's
like Drew Kelson going off, yeah.
I really thought that Matt Leinart might have taken a wallop about midway in that second quarter that threw him off balance, and then he got another one late in the quarter, and it looks to me like they're just going to take a knee and go to the clubhouse, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So at halftime, it is Texas 16 and USC 10.
Time for our Nokia player comparison. Take a look at the 2 quarterbacks. You can see Vince Young, only 2 incompletions in that first half. Matt Leinart struggling of late.
Here's Todd.
Pete, what do you need to fix at halftime?
Well, we gave a couple opportunities away to him, you know, and we just have to do a much better job of that. We don't normally do those kinds of things. I don't know why Reg flipped that ball back. You know, we were in pretty good shape right there. That's the first thing. We got to slow him down. They had a little momentum going with the no-huddle thing. We got to slow that thing down.
Your quarterback, Matt Leinart, how is he?
He's okay. He's okay. He got rocked a little bit, but he's all right.
We'll see you in the second half. Holly?
I'm here with Mack Brown. Coach, in that midway point through the first half, your team seemed to pick up some momentum. What happened to get that momentum?
Oh, Holly, it's a great ball game between 2 great football teams, and I think ours were trying a little too hard, and we really stunk the first part of it. We've settled down now, and what a ball game. Should be a great second half.
What stunk?
Well, we fumbled the ball twice, and then we laid it on the ground another time when we're going in to score, and we had an opportunity or 2 on defense we didn't make. But it's a great football team, and we've got to protect the ball better the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Keith?
Stay tuned for the Pontiac Performance Halftime Show after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
And welcome to the Pontiac Performance Halftime. What would a big game be without controversy? You can see Vince Young's knee clearly down before he pitched the ball for the touchdown, but the touchdown stood, and Texas has the lead right now. John Saunders, Craig James, and Aaron Taylor, joined by one of the greatest running backs of all time, Marcus Allen, and a former Trojan. You know, Reggie Bush is trying to do so much in this game. As a great running back in big games like this, what was your approach to it?
Well, I think the big thing is to be patient, because this is possibly his last game, and I'm sure he wants to go out in style, and it is the biggest game of the year. This is history making, so I think if he maintains his patience, they're going to make some plays. They're going to make some plays against him. They're going to stop him, but I think Reggie, I think so far he's doing that.
It seemed, Marcus, that a big momentum shift was when Reggie needlessly kind of pitched that football. Now, you being from the 619, do you think that the Heisman hype kind of got to him after all that talk?
No, I don't think so. Obviously, it wasn't executed as well as Vince was, but guys, I think what it says about Reggie is he is liberated. He's playing the game with freedom, and that's a big thing in this game.
All right, let's stay with that liberated theme there. Let's talk about Vincent Young and the Texas Longhorns. When the Longhorns did get the ball offensively, Vincent Young, the quarterback zone read, was spectacular when he kept the ball in his hands. But, you know, sometimes he doesn't, and he hands it off to the fullback or the halfback.
Well, I mean, he's possibly, I mean, he's incredible. The guy's incredible, so you're going to have to respect him. Every time he puts that ball in there, you don't know whether he's going to give it to the back or he's going to keep it himself. So I don't know what Pete Carroll's going to come up with defensively at halftime, but we're going to have to do something to stop him because he's accounted for most of the offense.
And we sat there, we talked about him on the sidelines. We're saying, hey, the guy can't complete a pass, you know? And what's Vincent Young? 13 to 15 at halftime.
Absolutely. By the way, that play we showed Reggie Bush being unsuccessful today. He did do it in high school and get it done. So thanks a lot, Marcus, for joining. You don't look worried.
I'm not worried, guys. We've been here before, so I'm not worried at all.
You should be worried, John. They've been a second half team. Right now, the Spirit of Troy, the USC Trojan Marching Band with the director, Arthur C. Bartner. That's the Spirit of Troy USC Marching Band. Now, fans have been calling the action in the Pontiac game-changing performance throughout the season. Here's Derek Croft with the winning call.
And here's the 2005 Pontiac game-changing performance of the year. Alabama's Brody Coyle on fourth down just before the half lets it fly towards the end zone. He's got his man. Do you believe in miracles? Tyrone Prothro making believers out of everyone with this spectacular catch.
Congratulations to Alabama, winner of a $100,000 scholarship. Nice job, Derek. Did you enjoy doing it?
It was wonderful.
We got Craig James is a little worried about taking his job. Quite possibly. We want to remind everybody that ABC has National Football League playoff action coming up.